Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real!
Yo, world. Thank you for tuning in to the Socially Charged, Debatable, and Dope. I'm talking about the Privilege Show. I got two of the illest co-hosts in the game with me today. I got Isaac.
What up?
I got Cess.
Hey, what's going on?
And it's your boy Jovon. We are the Privilege Show. Missing Dal and LaShane today. They're quarantined, just like we are. Just like we are. Thank y'all for tuning in. I would say what's been going on with y'all week, but I can't assume y'all been much of anywhere. So let's start off with how has y'all week been? What's going on with your week, Seth?
How about you, Isaac? I saw you posting a lot. You were very verbose this week. What was going on?
I ain't got nothing to do. You know, I ain't got no friends, no job. You know, don't go nowhere.
It's tough out here. It's tough out here.
Real right now.
And mind you, raining like cats and dogs outside.
I love it. Like, this is awesome. I love the rain.
It is good. It's a difference for us. And I'm like, Mother Nature's definitely cleansing her soul. You know, cleansing everything right now. So Isaac, you were pretty. Your week was pretty chill. Obviously, all of our week has been pretty chill. And Seth, what's been going on with you?
I've actually started a new job this week.
What? You got a job?
In the mist.
Yeah, I
Didn't find out.
Yeah, and they want to see me tomorrow. So it's like
That's actually
it's not an essential job either. So
wow. So will you be able to work from home?
You know, that is what I'm leaning towards because it's getting realer every day. So, and I don't know about what's going on in your guys' neighborhood, but walking around my neighborhood, people don't seem to be pressed at all. Like, you'll be walking down the sidewalk and somebody would just be walking right next to you. They're not giving space. They don't have a mask. They're chilling, smiling, making eye contact. Like,
wow.
I don't understand.
So
they don't believe it's real.
They don't. And I'm like, I am looking at everyone like everyone could be a potential carrier.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is, I mean, we've heard about, you know, that they're calling in the National Guards and stuff of things of that nature. And I heard that I heard that what they're doing is that the National Guards are actually planning on helping with the healthcare facilities that they're planning on building and pop-up shop type style. And now what I did hear, though, that is if people don't abide by and they're still trying to roam around the streets like you're saying, and like I noticed today, you know, for the first few days of this thing, people been kind of in the house trying to really abide by things. And now I went out, it's like, yo, I just went to go grab an L and it's mad people roaming the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I went to the grocery store this weekend, and it was. I mean, there's people just kind of like they're not respectful of the space. People stand right next to you, like right up on you. It's just we're wearing like our faces covered, and people are still like standing right behind us, like almost wanting to find a reason to talk to you. They seem really excited about everything.
Yeah.
Some people respond to this kind of thing, you know, in a way where they get excited. Trauma for some people is energy, I think. And for me, it's not. I'm shutting down. Look at Isaac's face.
Yeah. Isaac
like, stop me.
Isaac going crazy right now.
Isaac, how long have you been in that room?
Off and on for the past 5 days, right?
Yeah.
You know, I went outside a couple times, but for the most part, I just been playing the crib, keeping it close.
Well, you're a very social person, so it's like I'm always at home, so you know, it's not really that much of a change in that way.
I got a couple friends out here dying. They're taking me up. I'm like, y'all gotta stop calling me, man. Like, just because you're stuck in the house, that don't mean call me on a regular. Like,
oh, you wait! Y'all should have seen my face. I was sitting here, paused for a second, like dying. I thought you really meant in these streets with coronavirus.
You got your friends that dying.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not even laughing, but
I just keep going off. Like, stop calling me. Like, that don't make it.
People want to stay connected.
Yeah, well, don't.
I did. But wait.
Yeah, good. I'm so confused. So you want to go out, but you don't want people to call you.
Right.
What I'm saying is, just because we're stuck in the house, that's not a reason to call me more than you used to call me. I don't appreciate that.
That's hilarious.
That is so bizarre.
You know what I mean? And you get a certain amount of time, and you trying to take more of that. Like I don't really swing that way.
Are these your female friends or your male friends?
Nah, my male friends. Like stop calling me.
Yeah.
Like yo, like okay, I get it. You're inside. You're bored. I mean, I'm inside too. Like figure something out. You're an adult.
We all inside right now. That's funny.
Right, calling me.
You know, I had to. It's so much that we could talk about. It is, but it you know, I feel like just for our viewers, last week we talked about we've been running this thing. Can you tell the chick to hold on for a minute? Tell her, put her.
You hear my phone going off?
She's
like it's frustrating me.
She's ready.
It's not even a she. It's a bunch of people on my group chat.
I noticed that like there's been a lot more group like messages and stuff.
It's like
you guys. Of those, I'm starting to see them creep up on my phone.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about our new norm, this is what it's becoming. I mean, as we know, the other day, was it yesterday? DJ D Nice threw this huge online Instagram party. It was so cool. It was 9 hours long, so I chimed in for maybe about 30, 45 minutes to tap in. And when I was in there, Ludacris was popping in, Michelle Obama, Justin Timberlake, and to see everything, I went in at about 30K. It was about 30K people in there watching the actual live of him doing his thing solo. And by the time that thing, before I left out, it was about 55K. And I'm like, yo, he did his thing. And when we talk about this new norm, and we're going to define that for you guys, both our viewers and listeners, this is teaching people a lot about what could have been done prior to coronavirus, such as being able to work from home. You know what I mean? Such as being able to stay a little bit more cleaner. I've been posting it on my rant on Facebook talking about how it's a whole virus out here and people aren't doing certain things, or they are doing certain things. For example, it's a whole virus out here and y'all still walking around with dirty clothes, dirty laundry. You know what I'm saying? For example, it's a whole virus out here and y'all kids still late for school.
Right.
You know?
Well, they're not in school anymore, so there's that.
Well, yeah, and that's that funny component about it, because you know, I feel like they still should be being schooled in some sort, like homeschool, still be bringing the books out. Like, I don't know what plans are, but you can probably speak to that. Like, for your kids, what are you doing, and what is going on with them with school? Because I know they're out, but how are you keeping them kind of...
So, our teacher, my son's teacher, shared a whole bunch of resources, like more than I can even possibly do, probably in a week.
Yeah.
And because I've been working, I've been asking my daughter to, work with him at least a couple of subjects per day. And then when he goes to his dad's, hopefully they're doing the same thing over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really on the parents to do that. And I know some folks are not able to work because they don't have daycare. So, it puts parents in a really tough position.
Yeah, I agree. And with that being said, has your specific food prices in your household, have they went through the roof with feeding the kids and having to care more for them and stuff?
I don't really notice that. I've got 3 children. I've been a parent for 20 years.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like
you know what to do.
The adjustment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I always, when I'm buying something, I always think about who gets what, who likes what. So that's an automatic thing. I've heard people say, wow, this, my children are eating me out of house and home and all of that. My son eats more of his meals at home anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah,
that's what my mom used to say about me as a child. I used to eat her out of house and home too. We're talking about these new norms. This is day what? They announced it on the 19th. So the first day of spring, we were told that we were kind of on a lockdown. And I've been seeing things going around in the news. I did see, on a brighter note, if you will, guys will, that China, 80% of their workforce is being told that it's okay to head back to work.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And South Korea is, I think, right behind them, too, with very few cases
of them getting back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I feel like I don't want to do the conspiracy thing tonight. That I'm not going to do to you guys. But I do feel like I posted on Facebook the other day that Keri Hilson was on to something when she mentioned 5G caused coronavirus, and then she posted a couple articles under that on Twitter. Now, we all know Keri Hilson for being a dope writer, a dope, entertainer for her. Yeah. Now, her cousin, for those of you who are not familiar with Keri Hilson, Keri Hilson came out years ago with Turning Me On. She's wrote for numerous artists. She's Polo the Don, who is still a very well-respected producer and writer as well out there in Atlanta. He is, I guess back in the day, is the one who encouraged her to talk to Beyonce and tell Beyonce to have some kids, sit down and have some kids. And so that pretty much to our culture deaded Keri Hilson's career as it stood. She had a hit song with Lil,
She became a mother?
Well, no, she was telling Beyonce to sit down and have some kids, because this is around when Beyonce came out with Diva, I'm a Diva, and Bow Down. No, Bow Down. When Beyonce came out with Bow Down, and I guess a lot of female artists, or a few female artists, were saying, how is she supposed to be empowering the women, and she's telling all of us to bow down, blah, 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 blah. You need to bow down and sit down and have some kids. Or I guess whatever was going on. So anyway, that kind of ended Keri Hilson's career. She's always been beautiful and gorgeous, so she's been doing her thing on Instagram. Kind of more of a socialite. I'm sure she's still getting her writing residuals from here and there. But she came back in the news just last week when she tweeted that about 5G causing coronavirus. My thoughts on that are she should have just delved into a little bit more. So what happened is her management she then came back and said her management had her delete the tweet or delete what she put out there. I guess so it can protect her. You saw what happened, what they say happened to Nipsey Hussle and Dr. Sebi and everybody who tries to attempt to shine light on these bigger things that are going on in the world. So so I can make it kind of quick with this 5G thing because it is a layered thing. What I think our culture took from it and cultures took from it is that she was saying 5G caused the symptoms of coronavirus. And while that's still probably somewhere true because of all the towers built in Wuhan, and viewers, please, and listeners, please do your own research on that. It's real. The bigger thing is facts. For 5G, there were all these towers in Wuhan that they were putting up all these towers for this 5G. China came out last week and said, yo, I feel like the U.S. brought this over here and started this whole thing. They said specifically, this is what China said. China said that the U.S. troops brought the coronavirus to Wuhan. Now, a week after that, Trump then comes back and says this is the Chinese virus. That's when he started referring to it as the Chinese virus. So what people were saying was they don't understand why he's calling it the Chinese virus and why he's trying to turn the world and the Americans against China. So anyway, long story short, there's some stuff to be uncovered with that 5G situation, and the main thing about it is that China, with this race and war on 5G, China can see everything that their civilians are doing. So when they're talking about that this coronavirus is contained, it's because China and Hong Kong have ankle bracelets on their civilians to monitor where they're going, who they're associating with, what times they're doing it, and when they leave out the house, all of these 5G towers that are lined up around there are, when they walk out the house, one capturing them from this side, one capturing them from this side, taking facial scans to really monitor their daily way of life. Earlier this month, Bill Gates stepped down from Microsoft. It's been in the news, and this episode, excuse my passion, this episode is not about 5G, by the way. Thank y'all for tuning in, but I just had to shed some light on this. Bill Gates stepped down this month from Microsoft. It's been in the talks that Trump and his team have been pressing Microsoft, Google, and Facebook to allow them to get the data to control us. Mm-hmm. So the race for 5G is real. I'm not saying, and I'm not promoting anything or saying that. I'm just saying what's out there. And a lot of people have been saying that we've been distracted by this coronavirus. And so when you talk about, well, what are some things that we could be being distracted from? That's possibly one. So we've heard population control. We've heard gentrification.
Okay.
It's just a lot going on, you know. So we talk about this new norm. I do miss y'all. I miss us all being together here. Cess was the first one who said, you know what? I'ma see y'all when this thing is over. And I don't.
We were all in the chat room, and they were like, "We're good. We're this. We're that. We're young. We're gonna live forever." And I was like, "I'll see you guys next week."
That's good. That's good. You know, I was shocked to see that Miami was they're still partying real hard down in Miami. I was shocked to see that.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it, and I'm really disappointed. I haven't seen it, though.
Yeah.
Didn't they finally close it down?
They did finally close it down.
Okay.
And you know...
You said no?
Did they?
They did. But you know
Wow, it's about time.
You know what's a little bit more discouraging to me is the fact that I thought that people would catch on a little bit faster, but it's some people are slow as F.
And that's going to be the difference, I think, between our country and the countries that got this under control is that we're not really taking a very serious stance for everyone just to really sit down and allow this thing to pass. As long as people are able to still go out and kind of do whatever, it's going to spread still.
Well,
it's gonna take months. Whereas I think that China, it took them 7 to 8 weeks. I think it's going to take our country months to get there. And unfortunately, that means a lot of people are going to be affected.
And you know what, Seth? That's the scary part is because when they talk about this, and correct me because I always tend to say it wrong, and martial law, martial law, can you guys foresee that coming?
Yeah.
So with that in mind, that is in somewhat connection to the race for 5G.
Wow.
Well, this is what
control. China wants control of the whole world.
Before, I haven't actually been introduced to. I have heard the things about 5G. I've heard the things about Bill Gates from the beginning, the very beginning, January, about this. I feel like there's a little truth in everything that's been said. What I will say is I don't trust anybody. I feel like all of these governments are known for propaganda. They want you to believe what they want you to believe, you know? So I really feel like the best thing anyone can do is to read up on as much as they can and do your best to protect yourself. There's no one looking out individually for you. So I don't think you should take anything that anyone says to you for face value.
Yeah. And it's fun.
You're really on your own in this one.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about us as individuals. You have to think about yourself and your loved ones as individuals. That's the best. You know, you have to choose what's best for you in this case. Because you got to live with the outcome. Agreed.
And the accountability for it. You know, I saw someone post to bring our Facebook users and viewers in. You saying users anyway. I came across a post today and somebody was like, "Yo, I unfriended somebody for." What did they say? I unfriended somebody for because they were a Trump supporter. And I said, yo, I would have left them. Oh, it was after they said specifically, I had to unfriend an African American male for being a Trump supporter. I said, yo, I think you should have left them on there because it's a difference of opinion. I mean, I have friends that I went to high school with and grew up with that support Trump, and I know that they've stated to me that they went to vote for him. But my rebuttal to this conversation to this guy on Facebook was, yo, that's not gonna make me. That makes me. I'm a debatable person. I like to talk it out, solutionize. You know, work those type of things. Understand. But that doesn't mean we have to agree. But I'm not gonna unfollow you just because you mess with Trump. Like I don't trust Hillary. I don't trust Hillary either.
We don't have our tolerance for pain. There's just certain things we can put up with.
Yeah.
If that's something that angers him, I'm not going to judge somebody off of what they do.
No, agreed. Now, what I will say is I also commented to him, I'm almost ready to unfollow some of the more ignorant people that still having house gatherings and out at these clubs than me unfollowing a Trump supporter.
No, that's the kind of thing that will get me. Like, if I know, like, just your basic philosophies don't line up with mine, then I don't need to see your stuff because I might get triggered.
Yeah. I gotta stop and pause. That background, your background, Seth, we're not here obviously in the studio, guys, because we're all the coronavirus quarantine lockdown. But that background you got is sick. She's carrying on the privileged show HausHill Dream
This
Studios.
is-
Yeah, that's sick.
This is my man's setup, you know.
Got it.
This is all him.
Got it. We might be heading on over there once this corona is over. You know, Dal will be here to fill us in on some celebrity gossip and stuff. You know, I didn't really see a lot of. There's things going on, but people just trying to figure it out. TikTok is trending right now. A lot of people doing these.
Is doing well on TikTok, right? Uh-oh.
I don't think. Yeah.
No, my TikTok sucks.
Why? I thought you had like a trending video.
I do. It's like about 500,000 views. But that's only one video. Though. It's only one video.
Is that for Lil Me?
No, that's for some I did for True TV.
Got you. Yeah, that's all hot content right there.
You want to know a random thing that's trending on TikTok? Okay, so kids are recording they're recording these fake phone calls just in case you get into an Uber with a creepy person. You can play this phone call, and in that phone call, that person says, "Hey, what's going on? You're supposed to be here. By the way, we got your GPS, so we know that you're close. Mom's waiting for you at the door. Hurry up." You know, so that driver will know that you've got people that can track you and expect you.
Right.
So there's like hundreds, nearly thousands of these fake video calls that are being circulating. And they're really creative. Some of them actually sound like real phone calls. But my thing is, like, why not just call somebody if you're in a creepy Uber ride?
Yeah, agreed. And I'm glad you shared that, because that takes me to a story that I did see. We call it the bizarre post, I guess. And I'll find it for y'all to have the clip up for you guys on Thursdays for everyone that's watching and tuned into the Privilege Show. And thank you guys again. Mondays the podcast drops. Thursdays the visuals drop. I came across a post that they were playing the Purge music in the streets. Say right now you went out in the streets and you was walking your dog, you hear the Purge music playing around in the speakers. They're doing that to get people to go in the house.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know what type of speaker setup they had, and I'll find the video so we can watch it on Thursday together. But they had that Purge playing loud, and people was in the middle of the street looking like, yeah, get y'all ass in the house, bro. Get in the house. You know? Get in the house. Celebrity news. Biggest celebrity news that I personally have is Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein has the coronavirus.
Yes, he does. How?
Yeah, our viewers and our fans was asking like, yo, he's in jail. How did he get the coronavirus? So
it's like him and someone else, I believe.
Yep.
Wait, what?
From my understanding, they were in an isolated facility. It wasn't in the whole actual jailhouse where all of the thousands or hundreds of inmates are at. They were actually, him and these other people were in like a smaller, isolated, rich people type of place. They were in transit to another facility, and I guess with this whole outbreak going on, they were tested. Harvey Weinstein tested positive. At first, it was rumored like, okay, maybe he's testing positive, but when that thing hit the fan, Harvey got it. So, you know.
I don't get it.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's snitching, so he in there telling on everybody. They mad at him right now.
Now that part. But you heard of him talking or telling on somebody?
I did.
Listen, I don't know firsthand because I'm not there, but the word is he in there dropping dimes on the whole industry. That's the word.
Yeah.
But, again, I'm not there, so...
What would it suit him? Like, it's not like he's going to get, less time, right?
Well, it's going to go from 55 years to 23 years or something like that. He'll be dead anyway, but I think he wants to just tell.
I was going to say, he's going to be out of there by the time that's all said and done.
I mean, 23 years, though, I don't think he's going to make it.
Maybe they gave him the coronavirus on purpose.
Right.
Now I'm following you guys.
Listen, hey, I don't put nothing past nobody.
No, I agree with both of y'all on that. Now, Tekashi 6ix9ine is being released.
In August, right?
In August, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even have to go much into him, but Fifi was still my shit. Tekashi 6ix9ine will be out. I don't quite know how that's gonna look. I will say that I know that he's gonna need mad security and be paying out a lot of money for people to protect him from being assassinated. Trump didn't even get, knocked off. So we're talking about Tekashi, who the guys that, he kind of ratted on, if you will, they still in there doing their time. And bro about to be out on the street,
All right.
Yeah.
Getting out for a while.
Yeah. Now, another quick celebrity news before we jump into your music, new music, Isaac.
I don't know no music. I ain't heard nothing.
We been in.
I haven't turned music on at all.
How do you feel? I got a question for you, Isaac. How do you feel about all these DJs going live? And
I mean, I think it's creative because they had a dance hall one a couple days back also. I think that it's going to keep people, it's almost like a marketing tool for them because all it's going to do is just bring more awareness to them. No one's going outside or shouldn't be. So you're getting way more views, which means that somebody like D Nice, who is, up there in age in his 50s, who has a great career, who's been around for a long time. I mean, he's kind of falling off. But this right here got people buzzing talking about him again. So, it was definitely a smart business move. Okay. Sure.
Now, I'm glad you asked that too, Seth, because I, started and come from the dance community and dance industry. And there's, with this coronavirus situation taking over our life as we know it, the new norms or the norms as we knew, they're no longer, and we can hopefully look forward to getting back to them. I think that our economy is going to take a harder hit than the death toll. But again, I'm not the oracle. I don't know that specific count. Okay. But to your point, the DJing is one thing. I see the dancers are starting to teach live classes on Instagram and Facebook. Comedians, and they're doing it. Was on earlier. And I had this conversation with somebody earlier, colleague earlier. They're doing it because we kind of have to transition into new ways of our life and our new norms, if you guys will. But I feel like when this thing is over, that's low-key fucking up the money for you know what I'm saying? It's not messing up the money, but it's now we gonna have to work even hard, not us specifically, but the DJs, the people who did teach dance classes for a living and worked hard. Now people see, I could teach a dance class on live. But the problem is, it's just like before we went on live and comedians or artists or, how even comedians, comedians and actresses and actors would go to, say, the comedy store, comedy club. Is it called a comedy store?
The Comedy Store is a place in Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
But so, I disagree with you. Like, I feel like this takes the middleman out. For those who don't have exposure, you've got an audience that's primed and ready to hear what you have to say or do. So while D-Nice is winning, and I seen Questlove earlier, I'm excited about every person that gets on and try something that they've never done. I like that thought. Not everybody's gonna win, but like for all the actors and actresses of people I know right now that are crying because they can't make any money, and I understand that. But if you love what you do, you'll find a way to do that on. And there's a lot of money to be made online. There's a lot of people paying their rent and more with just putting stuff together on Facebook and YouTube. And I just hope that we can be monetized for the stuff that we put up. That's the thing I'm concerned about. When that YouTube check stops coming,
Oh yeah, that part for sure. Yeah, because I do. And while I did say that, I guess I was coming from a place of being around singers and other talent who are really working hard and putting years into it. And then you have these new people, and we talked about making it in Hollywood last episode or a few episodes back. And, It's almost to me that concept, but I also hear what you're saying on a bigger scale when it comes to us creators and dreamers. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. So here's the thing, and it's not so much of a Monique thing when it comes to the Netflix pay Amy, whatever her name was, Amy Shimmer. But as y'all being comedians, so say for Amy Schumer, y'all come in, y'all got y'all rate, y'all been hustling and bustling y'all butts off for all these years. Somebody else come in and the same mutual person of a Berry Gordy standard or somebody who got plugged pretty much. You've been knowing them for years. That's your connect. A new person come in town and they got a little bit more, pizzazz, a little bit more money. They can afford to be out a little bit more and socialize because we've been doing our thing. So here's what happens. They end up saying, I'll take the job for a little less than what they taking it for. So now that's when I say it's messing up the game, but then it's also the flip side to where, it's beautiful because hopefully, we can still work and get stuff and jobs and create, but I'm kind of putting it to that analogy. It's like, it's like a person who's been busting their game this whole time, and then you got people who like, let me just teach for free. After this coronavirus pandemic is over, now everybody gonna be teaching for free. So is it a point to have dance studios anymore or comedy clubs?
Guess what though? And especially how things work online. You working in technology, you know this, that we offer something for free. We build a fan base, and then we start a monetization or some sort, right? You start with packages and access and stuff like that. Right now is a great time for anyone that creates content or things that people look for online to test out your product. And if you can sustain an audience, you can get people to follow you, then you got to figure out how to monetize those people.
I like that. I like that thought.
So it's like, as an instructor, if I was a fitness instructor, I'm going to make more money by selling it to the masses versus teaching a class. Why would I choose anything but that? Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, there's enough room out here for everybody to win. I want to live in a world where I can say, you know what? I want to look for a fitness instructor that's 40 plus, that's had 3 kids and likes African drum music and find her. And that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Give me an option.
Real, I hear you.
So I'm here for all of that. I'm here for the middle-aged woman that wants to put on 15 wigs and tell me jokes about being middle-aged. I'm an audience member. I'm tuning in. So it gives us opportunity for us to really refine our taste to what we really want. And for those who don't fit the mode of being in Hollywood, for those who've been here forever and never got in, this right here might be the stage that you needed.
And see, you have me thinking a different perspective, and that is the sex privilege. Yeah, what do you think about that, Isaac?
I mean, I think it's been going on like that in America for the past 50 years. Look at. Come on. I mean, look at how people come and they work for less.
Yeah.
And do good jobs. I mean, this is the American way. So I think with this platform, it's just opening up for more people to have the opportunity to get in. You know what I mean? Whether I think it's the right or wrong, I mean, it is what it is. Either get down with the new wave or get rolled over. That's kind of how it comes. That's what it is, man.
That's that. Now I'm interested because I don't think we've heard about what do you feel? What do you think and I'll come back to you too, Seth, but what do you think, Isaac, is going to be the new wave after this thing is over? Do you think we're going to return back to clubbing immediately? People are going to be hitting the malls right away? Like, what do you think is going to be the new norm?
I think that people are stupid, so they will be. I think that nobody realizes, this is a flu, in a sense, right? A disease, but it's bigger than that, and don't take everything for face value. So, here we are, we're all inside and we're all ready to get out. Once we get out, we're out partying again. But what you don't realize is this has never happened before, not in my lifetime. So there's a major switch. Regardless of if you see it, visually or not, there was a switch that's been made.
There is a switch.
There's definitely something to be different. Now, I can't say what it is, but it's something different for sure.
Now, and to that, I will say that I have to agree with you. There is a switch, and as we know it, I can't say that I can see life returning to how it was before this happened. I felt like global warming, pollution, Mother Nature needing to reset itself, the way we as the human race have been treating each other and the earth. I feel like this just resetting itself right now. I feel like it's also that to the higher ups, where we used to see back in the day with movies like Total Recall and stuff. I feel like now they're gonna say now is the time for that. Here's the reset. We can do a lot of shit online. We don't have to drive everywhere. The Teslas can take us everywhere. So that's that reset that I think you're talking about.
The industry has embraced people like telecommuting and whatnot, but there's a ton of industries that are behind that. And I'm just like, at this point, we have so many project management tools, shared workspaces and things like that, where I'm hoping that companies will kind of evaluate the whole need for people to come into the office. They can actually save more money for people working from home.
Yeah, that's factual.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, that's factual. I agree. Your new norm. Do you agree with Isaac when we say when he said that it would never be the same as we knew it before, as we knew it?
I honestly think that we won't be the same, and there's worse things to come, and I think that's why we won't be the same.
Right.
I just really think that we're gonna, if not experience it ourselves, but people close to us are gonna experience some very devastating things. And how can we be the same after that? There's no way.
With this devastation, are you speaking specifically about the deaths toll or the economic, financial?
People affected by this in terms of deaths, people, economics, people who've invested money, losing money on the stock market. I mean, what's going to happen in terms of like the housing and everything.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be different.
Yeah.
I mean, I still got to pay rent and I ain't got no job.
That's the thing that a lot of us are going to have to figure out. I was talking to a friend who said he didn't pay for this month because he was like, I need to have some cash just in case things get worse. So you got folks that have money or that may not be quick to give it away because you can't really you can't plan from week to week. I can't. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? If you think you can, I think you're going to be in for a surprise.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
because they're doing a slow rollout. I mean, I see the pace of it, but it's going to get pretty extreme here before it gets better.
Well, that sounds a little bit I won't say scary. I have a lot of faith and, I'm not scared. Okay. I'm just saying it sounds a little, I can't quite find the word. It sounds a little bit I can't find the word, but it sounds a little bit dismantling, if you will, for better terms. It sounds a little.
You got faith?
Huh?
So you got faith?
Yeah.
You said you hit yourself. Listen, that's the right thing to say right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got faith, and I hope people heard you, and those that do have faith, they keep practicing their faith because that's what we're gonna need right about now.
Seriously, and thank you for chiming in and saying that. Because we are going to need the faith. I jokingly said it a couple episodes ago. Find a prayer closet, a broomstick. I was saying it to say it's serious to get in that closet and really dig and do some introspect. Like not much has changed for me as far as the things I've been doing. Outside of work, I've pretty much always been in the studio creating and working on new concepts and new show ideas and making sure that we can all reach our dreams some way, somehow through my capacity or whatever HausHill Entertainment can bring. But other than that, I'm chilling. I'm tearing up old mail and throwing stuff away. You know what I'm saying? I'm spring cleaning the closet, making sure my clothes and socks is together, whatever that may look like.
Hilarious.
But I will say that I said dismantling because we spoke about it briefly earlier when we said, China's cured and 80% of them are going back to work. But is there, and help me to understand, is the population in the United States, all 50 states, 50 plus, whatever, 50, excuse me, Isaac, we go back and forth with that numbers game when it comes to the world. We have does China have the bigger population than we do?
I feel like they do, right?
Yeah, I think China does.
So I'm thinking when we talk about forecasts of where this thing could be headed,
the difference is their lockdown is an actual lockdown, and they force people to
stay at home.
But they wanted to figure out who had it and who didn't. And when people were out in the streets, like you needed to be. I think every household had one person designated to go out to get food, whatever, blah blah blah. But they regulated all of that. So it's not this walking down the street on Ventura Boulevard and a couple smiling, holding hands, walking their dogs, walking next to me. It's not the same scenario.
Yeah.
Plus, they all had on masks and things like that. It was a true lockdown, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that right now.
Because they had a severe attack. So I think that us as Americans, it's not so serious. Excuse me. It's not so serious.
But the numbers are growing, even though they have stopped testing people. Mm-hmm. If they were to test everyone, you would find that those numbers would inflate.
Right. Exactly. But see, we're not seeing it or we're not hearing about it.
It's out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Exactly what that is. And that's how we operate. We think like, oh, not me. It won't happen to me. Yeah. That's what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. Going on right now. You gotta be careful.
Well, I will say, as much as I can say when I came on earlier, I'm like, I can't complain about nothing. But I can't. One thing I will say is I've pretty much always been a tidy person. I said that a few times throughout our season, and I'm sure we all are tidy. Y'all places look dope. Y'all are tidy. Y'all never smell any of that. Hygiene great. Anyway, all of that to say, one thing that is a bother to me is having to literally wipe everything down. Like going to the store to get a soda, or get a pop, as we call it in Chicago, and you having to walk in the door, take the gloves off, or now take the wipe or the Purell, wipe the bottle down, wipe the doorknob down, the front and back, wipe the car down. It's like, come on now. But I can't risk now that they've released how long this coronavirus lives on surfaces and finding out that can live in the air for up to 3 hours. Now I'm like, yo, don't touch nothing, don't touch your face, wash the dogs,
Yeah.
all of that, y'all.
Drink hot water. Drink a lot of warm water. They got a remedy that you can to clear out your nasal and your throat. You mix it with there's gonna be lime peel, lemon peel, onion peel. You boil it so it steams, and you just put your face over it for about 15 minutes and inhale the fumes, and it'll help clear out your passage. And and it might not seem like a big deal, and it might not be, but every little bit helps.
Got you. Now, is that why I'm saying people
do it, but everyone's not. So just take precaution, do what you need to do. Just keep yourselves healthy. I'm drinking hot water right now.
Oh, I thought that was a hot toddy or something.
Down. But some water. So
yeah. Do y'all predict, before we hop on up off this episode? Do y'all predict us going past April 19th?
I think so.
I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I mean, hey, I hope not, but listen, man, I don't put nothing past nothing.
Well, we do know that the numbers are gonna go up for sure. I saw I was a little discouraged by that today, saying one of, I want to say New Jersey, one of the health officials was saying it's okay, we're all going to get it. It's a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before we all get it.
And I hope that's not the strategy, because not everybody's going to make it.
And just to bring some clarity,
millions are supposed to die. That's what I've been hearing. But I mean,
is that the go-to? Like, whoever makes it makes it?
Man.
Y'all better change how y'all eat.
Yeah, no, for real.
We had salad today.
Y'all heard about Philly, right? What's going on in Philadelphia?
Wait, what's going on with that? The low-key purge?
Yeah, right. Yeah, is that real?
Well, I did see a posting. Now, let me check that. I haven't heard anything else about it since.
And didn't Meek Mill respond to that? Almost on some y'all be careful, it's going down out here type shit.
Oh, he responded and said, he said y'all still be careful or something. Pretty much like that. I'm looking at Philadelphia residents. I'm not saying I don't want to say it was a hoax.
Right.
But what I did see, there's nothing up for the last 8 hours on that. It was just saying pretty much that, what the hoax post was saying is that it was pretty much kind of listing out some things, giving people a list of crimes that they can commit or do while this coronavirus is going on. Yeah, because they didn't want to take anybody even to book them or any of that to avoid the plague from getting into the jail system. So sounds a little bit true.
They're raping and shit like that.
Yeah,
Is that on the list?
No, you can't murder and rape, but you can do pretty much everything else.
Okay, well that's good.
Okay, so no, this was an update from them on the 22nd. Under the stay-at-home order for Philadelphia, all public gatherings are prohibited. All residents must stay at home unless they're engaged in things like same stuff we're going through: buying goods and food, seeking medical attention, caring for family members, friends, or pets, delivering goods and exercise. To me, that sounds like a pretty open list. I could be heading to Isaac's house or your Seth's house, and I'm like, shit, I'm going to take care of a relative.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I feel like with that in mind,
one more for you.
Yeah.
The DOG wants to suspend certain constitutional rights during the coronavirus emergency. And one of those is, I think, a right to a fair trial, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I
saw that. That's deep. That's deep. Where they're trying to pretty much keeping people incarcerated longer, right?
Yeah, it's on the Rolling Stone website.
Wow.
Yeah, that's deep.
I mean, I think it's more so like if you get arrested, we forego the whole trial judge situation and we do what we want with you.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa.
Now,
Right.
Now, I had to find that before we ended our episode, and hopefully everybody is staying encouraged out there. Thank you again for tuning in to the Socially Charged, Debatable, and Dope Privilege Show. I did have to find that. So it was a top New Jersey health official that stated, "I'm definitely going to get coronavirus. We all are." So if I was a resident of New Jersey, I would be highly concerned.
It's spreading pretty fast through New Jersey, isn't it?
Yeah, they saying right now, even as the last 48 hours, that New York happens to be one of the epicenter for coronavirus in the United States, topping over 10,000 cases right now.
And we're like a week or two behind them, aren't we? Are we like a week behind them?
I want to say a week behind.
Somebody
they were doing
in New York.
You know, say again?
Someone in New York that I know got they contracted the virus. They had the virus.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Did they pass away? They did pass away?
No, they're young.
Oh.
But it's real though. Like, when it hits home, it's touching people.
It is.
And unfortunately, I think that's what's going to have to happen when you find out people that you know, are going through this. It's going to become real to most people. I posted a video for something else I do on YouTube, and this guy was like, "You're talking about this fake virus." People immediately swooped in and started talking about people that they knew and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, that was a real statement.
Yeah, you hung yourself with that.
Moment.
You actually said that, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hung himself with that. You got to be very careful about the sensitivity of this thing. I've even saw someone post, "How dare people try to compare HIV to the coronavirus?" And social media is so opinionated that I don't think people are necessarily comparing HIV to the coronavirus. I think that what's happening is, even from my perspective, I was saying how the stigmas around HIV and how people look at people and individuals with HIV like they're the most disgustingest people in the world. But now if we're at a 7-Eleven or a Walmart and somebody's sneezing, we looking at them like, "I'm about to knock your head off."
I did that today.
Yeah.
I was guilty of it. And then the guy looked at me like, "Damn it." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. We're both saying damn it."
Right.
I want to, but I caught you, and I don't want you to sneeze either. So I get that.
Yeah. So it's like, no discrimination against nobody, but right now it is what it is. I'm saying, my point in saying that is, if I did happen to offend any of our listeners or viewers, which I don't think that I did, but just to clarify what I said when I mentioned that HIV in connection with coronavirus, I was attempting to say that it's no discrimination either way. And I think once this thing is over, when we talk about new norms, which is our new norms, the title of this episode, what we can look forward to, hopefully, is that when this thing is over, people will see that we all bleed the same, we all cry the same, all of that good stuff. We all don't think the same, and this taught me how woke people really are during these times. So I've enjoyed you guys. I had a great episode. Anything y'all want to leave the viewers and listeners with before we head out?
Just, make sure that you wash your hands, you know what I mean? Make sure that you're taking care of yourselves, and pray, and just understand this is real. It's not a game in any way. So take it serious.
Yeah.
I would piggyback on that and say, if you go out in public, cover your face, cover your nose. If you can wear glasses or something, just to create a barrier. You don't know if you're walking into a mist.
I know.
Or whatever. It can stay in the air for hours. You know what I'm saying? So I know that we're not, in this country, we're not used to that. And especially as people of color, showing up with masks and stuff might make people feel uncomfortable. But it's about your health. So I would just get very used to the idea of that, you need to do what you need to do to protect yourself.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And for me, I'll leave our listeners and viewers with, the same thing that my great co-host said, protect yourself, wash your hands, stay at home, stay home. There's a trending hashtag, there's a thing going on to support this whole thing, stay home, hashtag stay home. We took that was a segment in our last episode. This isn't, again, like they said, it's not a joke. We do support and promote nothing but facts and the truth as much as we can. So continue to check the CDC website, cdc.com. Continue to check CNN.com. And on Mondays, check out the Privilege Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, YouTube, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. Coming to y'all 8 a.m. Mondays, Pacific Standard Time. Always, that's a tongue twister to me. And then we bring y'all the visuals on Thursday. So we'll see y'all then. Until next time, peace. Privilege Show. I'll check y'all later. Y'all be safe out here. All right, peace, y'all. Yep.